Hello everyone, Nadezhda here, and today we are learning one highly specific way of generating the terrain in Revit. We are first going to learn how to export the CSV file from AutoCAD, and then we are going to learn how to use that file to generate the new terrain in Revit. So let's begin. In AutoCAD, I have one survey file opened, and as you can see here, we have the points, and those points are at some height and at some place in the coordinate system. Our first step is actually exporting those points. In my case, when I zoom in, I see that I can see this point, but if you can't see the point, you can use the P-type option and choose the point type and also the point size. For example, if I want this point to be this symbol, and if I want it to be a little bit bigger, I can just increase the height, and as you can see, this is the symbol it becomes. Of course, if you can see those points, it is not necessary for you to do this. This is only done if you are unable to see the points right away. So once we do this, the next step is actually isolating these points so we can select them easily. So I can type in lay ISO and click on this command, and the first thing I'm going to do is go to settings. I type in settings and I will make sure that this option is on off, because that way it is easiest for me to isolate the points later on. So I click on off and I click off again, and now I will select this point and I will click enter. And now, as you can see, everything else is hidden and the only things I can see are my points. So now I can type in data extraction, click enter, and I can choose create a new data extraction. I click next, and I will find the folder where I want to export this. I will just call it points, and I will click save. Now I will select option, select object in the current drawing, and I will click on this little symbol to select all of my points. So you simply zoom out a little and you grab and you select all of these points. As you zoom in, you can see that all of them are selected, even though when they are zoom out, they look a little bit unselected, but they are not. It's just a graphics glitch. And once you have done that, click enter. And now we click next. Now I am going to unselect everything except for this non-block points option, and I'm going to click next. Here I only need geometry, so I will unselect everything. I will only leave the geometry option available, and I will click next once again. I don't need count and I don't need name, so I will uncheck these options until all I have is the coordinates of my points. So now I click next, and here I will simply select output data. I will select this in order to find my folder, and once I have found the folder, I make sure that file type is CSV. Make sure to turn it to CSV here and just give it some name and click save. Click next once again and click finish. Now let's open that file, and here we have the points table. And as you can see, it is simply just one table with all of the coordinates you have in your AutoCAD file. It's just points, so once you have generated this and once you have made sure it looks good, simply close it and go to Revit. And in our Revit file, we go to massing and site, we go to Toposolid, and we go to create from import. Here we choose create from CSV, and we find our table and we select this file and click open. We choose the units, and the important thing when choosing the units is actually choosing the units that are present in your file. Once I go all the way back, I can just take some distance and measure it. For example, we have a path here, and we can see that this distance is 1.73, so that means this file was created in meters, so that means here we choose meters. When I click UN to check the units from my CAD file, I can see that it is unitless, so it doesn't matter which units are shown here. What matters is which units were used to actually create the file. So make sure you measure something and then choose the units your file was created in. So once I choose meters here, I click OK. And let's see in 3D how it looks, and this is what it looks like. Basically, all of these coordinates were used to generate our terrain. And this is it for today's lesson. If you have any questions, post in the comments below. And if you like my videos, like and subscribe. It means a lot to me. Thank you for watching and see you in the next lesson. Bye! If you want to learn Revit like a pro, take a look at my architectural course through the link below. You will learn how to develop the project from concept to final design using Autodesk Revit. It is ideal for beginners but valuable for anyone looking to build a solid foundation. By the end, you'll know how to take a design from concept to detailed documentation with confidence and clarity. You will gain a solid Revit workflow you can actually use independently or in work in larger teams in architectural studios. With almost 100 structured video lessons, it is designed to help beginners master Revit step by step. To support your progress, I've included assignments with each lesson, plus the opportunity to ask questions and receive guidance directly from me whenever you need it. This way, you're not just watching tutorials, you're actively learning, practicing, and improving every step of the way. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.